Here. I guess the online people won't be able to hear you. So, good evening, everyone. Very nice. Wow. So, all of you have your breakfast items. Yeah. Very nice. Thank you so much. And let us start. So, I welcome you all to this fifth lecture of the series. And before wasting any much of your time, we would like to call today's dignitaries on the dais. So first of all, I would like to request our chief guest for the evening, Dr. Ushma Anirao ma'am, to please occupy us on the dais. Yes, and I would like to highlight that she's having a fracture. Still, she has kept time for us and she has attended this seminar. So please. Next will be our next guest of honor, Shri Manish Dave sir. Sir, please you can. Mr. Nitin Chaudhary from UltraTech 7. Our today's speaker, Mr. Mukesh Mistry. And from NIHA consultant, Shri Sabir Shah. Thank you so much, dignitaries. So, as always, what we have done in the last 4 lectures, we'll be starting by remembering our brave heroes. So, I request everyone to please get up for the national anthem. Thank you everyone, and thank you for the last chant, my brave voice. So moving along, before we start, we would like to felicitate our dignitaries as we always do. So first of all, I would like to request Shri Sabir Shah sir to please felicitate our guest of honor, Dr. Ushma Anirao ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am, sir. And for our second guest of honor, I would like to request UltraTech representatives, first of all, Mr. Mayur Bhandarkar, to please come and felicitate our second guest of honor, Shri Manish Dave. So there is one one more thing, please, and I would like to request Mr. Suhas Prajapati to please. Thank you so much, gentlemen. So, moving on, now I would like to request Shri Manish Dave sir to please come up and motivate us with his kind words. Before that, sir, a very small introduction. I guess this introduction is very small to what personality is, but still, Mr. Manish Dave has 31 years of rich experience in the construction industry, right from operations management, strategic planning, organization development, project management to technical upgradation of his team. And at UltraTech, we know him very well for upgradation of his team in the technical front. So he is currently COO, High Tech Projects Private Limited, Ahmedabad, and he is a bachelor's in civil engineering and a PGDBM from Ahmedabad University. So a very small introduction, sir. But please, I request you to please come on the dais and motivate us.
Thank you, friend. I don't remember your name, but thank you very much for introducing me. And thank you, Neha Consultant and UltraTech Management for inviting me to interact with you. In fact, it's not as such interactive session. I have prepared few points which I would like to share with all young engineers like you, which will definitely help you to grow in your career and field. I have few points which I have noted down. I'll share with you. There are 4 or 5 major areas where I feel all young engineers should focus, and irrespective of their field, whether they are civil engineers or electrical engineer or any other engineer, it will definitely help them in growing their career and becoming successful in their path. First is the knowledge. Now, knowledge, as we know, you are already gaining it at your institutes and college. But there are some other things also which will help you in gaining knowledge. What is important in those areas is know your industry. Because industry is not what we are doing only or what we are learning in the college. There are a lot of other things which are happening in the industry. So interact more friends, interact more seniors, more colleagues in the industry and know about the industry. Maybe now information technology is also there, so maybe from Google and YouTube you can learn a lot of things what is happening in the industry. Then when you complete your courses, right, I think you are studying right now, when you join any company, know about your company. Because many a time we have come across with the students or the colleagues or the people who are working with the organization, they are not fully aware what the company is actually doing. What are their core values? What are their objectives? In which field, which area, which field they are working? What are their goal plans, 3-year plan, 5-year plans and all that. So it's very important as an employee of the organization, you learn about your company. Then comes little more nitty-gritty, know about your business processes. Now business processes may be what is purchase process, what is design process, what is subcontracting process, what is planning process. So these are various processes which has some input and some output. So understand, irrespective of which area you are working, you may not be working in purchase, you may not be working in subcontracting, you may not be working in design area, but it's very important from knowledge perspective that you understand all the business processes whichever are part of your organization. Then you may be working on any other project. Now each project has some uniqueness. So understand all important aspects, all important requirements, deliverables, quality requirements, safety requirement, or other construction and methodology requirement of the project. So know about your project. Then in the market, there are a lot of new products are coming up, whether it is related to waterproofing, whether it is related to cement, or related to various other finishing items, facade and various other things. Keep learning, irrespective whether it is required for performing your role or not, about the new products which are coming in the market. Then know about design practices, new design practices, new construction practices, whatever is happening. So this is as far as the knowledge part is concerned. Second important area what I feel is the work environment where you will be working. Make your manager successful, make your team leader successful. Because when you are working with one of the team in a large organization, you do not think about what you are gaining out of it. Try to be a good team leader, to team player and team member, and make your leader or your reporting officer successful. Automatically, you will get a lot of opportunity to learn and grow. Expect tough and multidisciplinary problems. Possibly in college, when you are studying structural analysis, you are thinking only about structural analysis. When you are studying concrete technology, you may not be thinking about something else. But in the real work, in the work life, you will face a lot of multidisciplinary problems at a time. It may be related to design, it may be related to concrete, it may be related to formwork, it may be related to workers. Those are adaptive problems, not necessarily all the technical problems. So accept those challenges, accept those situations and learn from it. At the same time, when you are facing challenges, you are taking up challenges, you are trying to learn the company and organization, make friends, because life is not all about concrete. You have to go beyond that. Life is beyond concrete, life is beyond construction, life is beyond work also. So make sure you make good friends in the company where you are working. Make sure you have a good work-life balance also, because that's very much important. Unless that front is not addressed properly, possibly you will not be successful, you will not enjoy the life. Be innovative, because every work, every activity we do, there is always a scope for doing some innovation. There is always a scope of doing something creative which is different from normal. And you think this line, this sentence every day in the morning, that what I will be able to do or I want to do, which is little different from past. In certain situations or criteria, possibly organization may not allow you to do it, or because of the policies you will not be able to do it. But your thinking does not stop there. You have to continuously think. Today it may not be happening, but tomorrow possibly you will, when you become boss, you become manager, and you have a team, you will feel that yes, now let's do it. Earlier we could not do it. So thinking out of box, thinking innovative and creative is a mindset. So don't limit that. Then personality. One very important thing what I feel is introspect regularly. So what you are doing, where you want to reach. These are two very, very important things. Suppose somebody tells you that you have to go to Surat. You cannot simply start unless you know where you are standing. So it's very important you know where I am standing right now and where I want to go. And that will come only through regular introspection. Be reliable in the professional world. It's very, very important that the person with whom we are working, they trust us. And the trust comes only when you are reliable. What you say, you do. That's the simple definition of reliability and trust. When you gain that, automatically progress happens. So that's what I have experienced. So in that process, possibly you may have to maintain the integrity. Do not fall into unethical practices, irrespective of whatever lures come to your way, to your path. That will not give you sense of satisfaction. One more thing which is important in today's corporate world or construction area, where you will improve your communication skill. Because suppose you are working on a project site as an execution engineer, you will be almost interacting with entire cross-section of the society. Possibly client or seniors may come in Audi, BMW, different types of absolute luxury cars, and in some of the projects possibly people will come by helicopter also. But at the same time you will be interacting with the people who do not have home, who are earning only for the day. So do not forget that you are mostly interacting with the entire cross section of the society, and that's where your communication skill will help you a lot with what to talk with whom. That's very, very important when you are on field. Learning and growth, that's the fourth point, and to some extent it is addressed in my previous point also, but keep trying and improving your skill and try not to remain stagnant. I have done BE, so that's okay. I have read concrete mixed design, so that's all. It's not so. Regularly read magazines, articles, or if you are not so happy with reading, watch YouTube videos or do some attend such type of program, because here you don't have to read, you have to simply listen. So there are so many such type of programs are happening. Attend those things. Many of them are maybe online also, but spare some of your salary for improving your knowledge, whether it is a book, whether it's an audio book, whether it's such type of program or any such even paid program also. Read construction magazines and journals, technical articles. Another thing learning is very important is continuously the world is changing because of information technology. A lot of software which were not available 10 years back or 5 years back or even 2 years back are now available, and they are used by corporate worlds and various designers and consultants and contractors in executing various project types. So it's very important that you continuously learn such, or at least keep updated yourself with what softwares are available, what technology is available in the market, because you will not be able to do everything together, but learning approach will give you that opportunity to continuously grow. When you are working on different projects, different areas, as a young engineer, I'll request you to keep notes. Possibly when you are doing at that point of time, in colleges you might have done it, but when you start your construction or professional life, possibly you stop that practice. But that practice will help you a lot if you keep writing notes on day-to-day basis. Every day night when you go back home, you write down whatever you have learned during the day. It may be related to costing, it may be related to construction practices, it may be related to product or process. Whatever is there, I think it will help. And then the last important point is take challenges. Challenges will be part of life. Growth will come only when you start taking challenges and you see them as an opportunity, because when you go out of college, there are possibly 100 seats, 60 seats, and when you go in the market, those all 60 or 100 possibly they are all employed also. But who will grow in the career path, who will grow in the corporate world or in their own field will be the person who is ready to take challenges. So, and that when you take challenges, automatically you will learn also, you will grow in that process. Be flexible in your approach also. Grab opportunities, particularly when the challenges come, grab them as an opportunity. And last and very important, don't seek comfort. Construction field in any case is not comfortable. When you go inside, it's 45 degree, and when it's winter, it's possibly 6 degree also. So you have to be ready from weather perspective also, but otherwise also the construction field or any such other business processes, they are not always comfortable. And you feel that you have to be comfortable always all the time, possibly you will not grow. So thank you very much once again for listening me patiently, and wish you all the best.
So thank you so much, sir, for the motivational words. And I guess he has given the 5 points to become the COO of the company. So please take care of it. Moving on. We'll move to our next guest of honor. She is Dr. Ushma Ayrao, and she is a bachelor's in architecture, master's in urban and regional planning. She has a PhD in urban planning. She has held various positions at the academic institutes. At present, she is Secretary Technical Education Board, Gandhinagar, and also Chairperson Vidyushi Gargi Center for Women Development at GTU. So I request her to please, ma'am, if you can.
Practices. fortunately. Very good evening to dignitaries on dais, my friend Nitesh Bhai, all his colleagues at Knowledge Studio, UltraTech officials, and my dear students. Manish Bhai, Dave sir, he spoke more or less about the practical field. I am totally from academics, but whatever my experience as in the academic side, and also 30 years of academic and some experiences of GICA and GTU, I have been working for syllabus and placement, so I will try to motivate you. First of all, let me congratulate all of you, because civil engineering is such a wonderful branch and you have chosen that and you are learning civil engineering. That is, I think, best part of it. We need more and more civil engineers. Actually, if you look at last 5 years or 10 years of our, even the government of India, government of Gujarat, the infrastructure development, everywhere you see, even housing, there are so many sectors, areas where civil engineer can play a major role, and architects, of course. And let me clarify, let me tell you one thing, that there is very thin line nowadays. When we were student, then civil engineering was entirely different and architecture was different, and then we thought that okay, we are architects and you are civil engineer. And Nitesh Bhai knows very well that even whenever we used to interact, then we were telling each other that I'm a civil engineer, I'm an architect. But now that line has blurred. That line is now no more there. So if you are learning, you are almost in final year of civil engineer. So believe me, this is just the beginning. This is not the end. Civil engineering or architecture, if you get bachelor's, this is just the beginning. And the world is interacting with each area so much that there is no distinguish. Like when I did my masters in urban planning, in our class of 40 in SAP, there were 20 civil engineers, and some of them were architects, some of them were economists also. And now if I see them, somebody has become a very top person in L&T. Even if he is architect, but he is a regional, and I have a very good junior friend who has done his civil engineering and then he did his planning. He is running a transportation firm. He is a transportation consultant. So you can understand that there are so many fields which are merging with each other. So if you, of course, we are learning very basic subject in bachelor's. Whenever we are learning civil engineering or architecture, it creates just a base for you. It is not at all a complete platter. તમે થાળી ખાવા જાઓ ને ત્યારે તમને complete pattern મળે, બધું જ મળી જાય. If you want to eat સબ્જી, sweet, ફરસાણ, બધું જ મળે. Bachelor's is never a complete platter. Bachelor is just the beginning. It just gives you the idea about the field. It gives the idea about, then you have to grow, and lot of things which the Vesser has spoken. I think I also very much agree with that. Get any field you want to go further, these are the must areas. But let me motivate you at this point, that understand that even if you study very basic subject, those subjects are just the base for the further your growth. Somebody goes into transportation, and nowadays if you aware, like what Dave sir was also saying, that you have so many information platforms which you can understand. So environment, then transportation, roads and buildings, there are so many areas. Even heritage, if you see that Ahmedabad is declared now a heritage city, world heritage city, in that also there is a role of civil engineer. If you look at the transportation, environment, pollution, how many of you are aware that there are so many government bodies for this reducing pollution and all, and most of the seats, most of the jobs are taken by civil engineers. So these are the very basic think which we, when we study something, when we enter into BE Civil, then we think, okay, it is about the construction. But it is not just construction. It is more than that. So you expand your horizon, and then you, that is what my motivational advice to you. That just don't stick to that, okay, and there are other, which are the conventional fields like structural engineering, construction practices, valuation. These are all very basic things which you have to do, which you will have to do. You have studied and you will have to continue. But then there are more than that. There are more than that. So be specialized expert, and that is in your hand. So sometimes what happens that when we study, we think, "Kai na mali na admission, so मैं BE civil करूँ." Never think like that, because civil engineering and architecture is like mother of all sciences now, and then this is the best time where you have you are now starting your career. So that is one thing I wanted to tell you. Second, about this series, I must congratulate Knowledge Studio and UltraTech, and you, all of you students also who have taken up these lectures. This is the best thing you can do, where you get most of the knowledge and information from industry side. Because what you learn in education, I was teaching in architecture, so I know that whatever you get from industry is the final. And that's why I'm very happy with this concept, that even however hard we do in our institute as a teacher, we cannot teach what industry people can teach. So this is the best thing can happen, and you motivate others also to attend this kind of lecture series, and you motivate some other, your juniors also, to take up this kind of thing. And again, I congratulate UltraTech and Knowledge Studio for organizing this kind of lecture series, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your kind words and motivational speech. I request the dignitaries on the dais to please join us for the session. And moving on, I request today's expert speaker, Engineer Mukesh Mistry, to please take on the dais. The stage is all yours.
So, thank you, Kirbai. So, once again, thank you, respected sir, all our dignitaries, as well as dear students, all we are here for this UltraTech knowledge series. So, from last 4 lecture, and this is our 5th lecture. So far we have gone for our different journeys. Like we can say that civilians to civil engineers, concrete recipes, focus cementatium, in transit concrete. And what is our today's topic? I think you are not alive. Thank you. So today's our topic is construction practices, good, the bad, and the ugly. So sir has already discussed, but today's this construction arena, we can say is the practical. So all the things we are studying at our college, at our academy, that are our knowledge. And where we will apply our knowledge? On field, on site. And for that, this construction practices is very, very important. So today for this, construction practices, the construction segment is so huge, so wide. There are so many segments, that concrete, masonry work, flooring, concrete roads. So there are so many things are available. But today we will discuss mainly upon concrete, masonry, as well as that plastering work. So concrete, what is concrete? Concrete is a homogeneous mixture. Concrete is design material. Concrete is universal material. So friends, just think, you have come here from your college or from your destination point to here. Just think that where the concrete is not used. Nowadays, concrete is being used everywhere. Concrete roads, concrete poles, building of construction, precast segment, bridges. There are so many things that concrete has been used. As far as also that aesthetic view of concrete is also has been used, like GRC, that self-compacted concrete, color concrete, stamped concrete. There are so many type of concretes nowadays are being used. So concrete is design material, and we can say in the world the concrete has been used as per desire of that person. So concrete is different at every segment. You can say that 3D printing technology, as well as stamped concrete, GRC, aesthetic view of concrete. So if we talk the past of concrete from corrosion that we have discussed in open cementatium, you have attended that seminar, that Roman concrete. The Roman have started that use of concrete in roads, in building. So this is the Colosseum in Rome. They have started the use of concrete in the past. As well as we can say, what is the future of concrete? Yes, you are right. The 3D printing technology is also going to be introduced. It has been introduced, but for the faster speed, for the new innovative work, the 3D printing technology will be the future of concrete. So this is not the end. Concrete has reached up to, we can say, 828 meter as Burj Khalifa, the world's tallest structure. And we can say concrete is the world's second largest used material and the first material by man-made. માણસે બનાવેલું જો કોઈ મટીરિયલ હોય ને પહેલું તે કોન્ક્રીટ છે કે જે વર્લ્ડમાં સૌથી વધારે વપરાય છે. બટ the second material as the concrete. And what is the first? Water. Yes, we are right. Water. After water, concrete has been used. So 828 meter has been reached. Still the journey is on. So shall we stop here or we should go ahead? So can anyone suggest what is the next? Yes, anyone. ખોટું હોય શું ફેર પડે, આપણે ખાલી કમ્યુનિકેશન જ કરવું છે ને. So friends, આ ચિત્ર જોયું છે કોઈ જગ્યાએ? Have you seen this picture? We are knowing, but just it is not being remembered, right? So friends, it's under construction building, which is a Kingdom Tower in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. And when this construction will complete, its height 1000 meter plus. So who will take this concrete to that much height? We all are civil engineers. So we will take this concrete to this level. And for that, what sir has discussed already, the knowledge is very, very important, as well as that construction practices is also very, very important to us. And with the help of that good construction practices, those construction practices, we can take concrete to that level. So there are so many types of concrete: normal concrete, self-compacted concrete, high performance concrete, lightweight concrete, stamped concrete, ultra high performance concrete. There are so many types of concrete which have been used somewhere by you, by some engineers, and there are some glimpses of such concrete which have been used, which have been manufactured. Translucent concrete, where we can use that diffuse light in our home and we can save electricity, as well as stamped concrete for the decorative concrete, ultra high performance concrete for design aesthetic part. SSS, self-compacted concrete. Before in second or third lecture, our colleague has also discussed on self-compacted concrete. It has been introduced in Japan, and for the easily flowability of concrete, the self-compacted concrete has been used, as well as cellular concrete, lightweight concrete, glass concrete, as well as roller compacted concrete. Nowadays in concrete roads are also being constructed. So roller compacted concrete, and at the last We cannot say last, but as per the image, short trade. So these are types of concrete now been introduced. So quality of concrete is very, very important. With the help of good quality of concrete, we can achieve that our desired, or we can say that design material, what we have told, that concrete is a design material. How? So I want to relate this concrete with food, good quality of food. So we all are going to restaurants, we all are going at cafes, and also we are having good food at our home. So for good quality of food, what we require? Food ingredients, nutrition and taste, methods, chef, yes. Then, sorry? Yes, we all are at same path. So for good quality of food, we require ingredients, we require spices, and as we have told also that chef. But with these ingredients and spices, we can have good quality of food, good quality of recipe. But if the chef is not there, આપણા ઘરની અંદર પણ જમવાનું બનતું હોય ને તો ઘરનો વ્યક્તિ બને ને ટેસ્ટ બને એટલે આપણે તરત કહીએ ઘરમાં રસોઈ કોણે બને પછી નથી હોતું લાઈવ સેમ we have same ingredients of concrete, we have same equipments of concrete to produce that concrete. Have we same type of concrete strength? Have we same type of durability? Have we same type of setting time? Can we get? So friends, who is this set? We are this set, not for food, but for concrete. So for that good quality of concrete, as we require good concrete materials like water, cement, aggregates, coarse aggregate, fine aggregates, admixtures, like that methods, what we have just told from here, that methods are also, so construction practices. So last lecture we have just discussed on that concrete manufacturing process, that batching, mixing, transportation, placing, compacting, finishing and curing. So with the help of that ingredients and with the help of that construction practices, we can have good quality of concrete. So as a civil engineer, we are going to execute, we are going to monitor for that concrete, for that project. Anything concrete bani hai sir? So what we require? Knowledge, machinery the concrete bani hai sir?
Skillless.
Sorry?
Skillless.
Skill, proposal, then yes, team, we can say team. If the team is not there, everything we have, but we will not produce that our required concrete. So that workmanship, the team is also the part of that good quality of concrete. So this is the site. You just think that everything is available at this site. That cement, sand, aggregate, team, manpower, that technology. So all the construction flow chart is being just added here. And now we will start our that good quality of concrete with our concrete materials. So what is the significance of our different concrete materials? So we will start with cement. So we all know cement is the hygroscopic material. If it is in the air or it is not stored properly, that moisture will be absorbed by the cement. It will create that formation of lumps. It will lose its strength and it will affect our quality of concrete. So cement is the binder material. If the binder material is not okay, not good, then we cannot produce good quality of concrete at our site. So there are advantages of our to storage of cement in proper way. So there are so many things have been taken care for the storage at site. So cement should not be stacked in contact of wall or floor. it should be always up to 10 centimeter or 20 centimeter, 4 inches or 8 inches from above the ground, so that moisture from that ground will not go up to that cement bags, and it will keep our cement fresh. So always that cement stacking from, as well as in go down, we are keeping that our cement, it should be always away from that wall. Always keep that cement bags closely, so that formation of atmosphere, that air will not create lumps in our bags. So storage of cement, it is also very, very important as well. This is, we have talked about that cement, this is binding material. The second material is our aggregate. Because for the concrete, 70 to 75% of volume of concrete is been captured by aggregate, in terms of coarse aggregate, in terms of fine aggregates. So friends, aggregate, these are aggregates, are good quality aggregates. This aggregate, the coarse aggregate, are good quality aggregates. It's a good or not? Yes, why? Sorry? I think, have you heard that VSI aggregate, HSI aggregate? So this is the VSI aggregate, vertical shaft indicator. So always the diamond shaped aggregates have good strength, and it will give you the good workability as well as strength to your concrete. So aggregates are very important, as well as sand. As a coarse aggregate, we can say that highest volume is being captured by the coarse aggregate, and coarse aggregates are always, it depends on that specific gravity, the density, which will give you the good quality of concrete with the density, as well as what you are desiring for our concrete. So coarse aggregates are being stacked at site. It is also the challenge, we can say. Sometimes the space is not available. The aggregates are come at night, we are not at site, the security guard is there, and the aggregate is being dumped at site. And in the morning you will come here, why the aggregates are here? We have just come to that lift here, the concrete mixer machine is going to become here. So sometimes you have to compromise, or we have to plan in advance. So and so we can utilize those material to our concrete. So as a coarse aggregate, we are using કપચી. આપણે ઘણી વાર સાઇટ ઉપર કહીએ ને કે ભાઈ કપચી આપણે વાપરવી છે, અને ગ્રીટ પણ વાપરવી છે. ઘણી વાર એવું થાય કે સાઇટ ઉપર કપચી તો આવી ગઈ, ગ્રીટ આવી છે ત્યારે જગ્યા નથી, સાઇટ ઉપર ગ્રીટ પણ મિક્સ કરીને આપણે સાઇટ ઉપર વાપરવાની જ છે. પણ બે આ રીતે ભેગી હશે તો, if the both the aggregates are at the same center and we have to use both, but what is the separation? How much we have to use as a coarse aggregate, as a 20 mm, or we have to use that 6 to 10 mm. So friends, the proper stacking is also very, very important at site. So stacking of our coarse aggregate at site. So if possible, try plan in advance, so your aggregates could be stacked easily and you can utilize for your concrete work. As well as, now we will talk about that another ingredient is fine aggregates. So fine aggregates are being used as per IS 456, we can say the 4.75 mm passing aggregates and retained up to 150 micron are called as sand. And we are going to use this type of sand for our good quality of concrete. So fine aggregates are basically of two types. If we will talk about that, our Ahmedabad arena, Gujarat arena, we are using fine aggregates natural sand, as natural river sand, which is easily available to us, and we are using to our concrete. As well as the second image, you are just watching this. This image is called as manufactured sand. In southern part of Gujarat, southern India, there are where the natural river sand is easily not available. So they are also going to use such type of manufactured sand to that good quality of concrete. So silt content test. If we are going to use that natural river sand, so silt may be there. So as per Indian standard, silt content may not be higher 8%. It is permissible up to 8%. So how can we judge the aggregates, that fine aggregate, the sand is come at our site, we have to use it or not? So every time we are not been at site and the vehicle is coming, the transporter is always telling that सर जितना जल्दी हो सके मैं इस ट्रक को खाली कीजिए, यहाँ से निकालना है क्योंकि मेरा अभी 2 फेरा बाकी है. तो वो भी this is the requirement of our transportation, the person who is supplying that aggregates to our site. So how can we get the result that silt what much silt percentage are there? So that silt content test you can observe at site. So you can have that measuring jar at site, you can fill it up to 1/3 with that sand, add water, just put that jar with your hand, just shake it vigorously, and after that and for the speed of setting or settlement, you can add some pinch of salt as well as you can also add alum, that photograph, so which will improve that settling time. And after that 15 or 20 minutes, you can have that sleep of that silt content or that clay particle, it is available on that jar, and you can have such silt content test to your site. So you can just say that yes, if it is below 8%, we can use for this our good quality of concrete. The next material is water. We have everything we have available. Cement is there, aggregate is there, but water is not available. We cannot produce our concrete. So water is also equivalent for good quality of concrete. So water, કયું પાણીને આપણે વાપરવું જોઈએ? Distilled water, drinking water, potable water, બધા ઘણા બધા અલગ અલગ નામ છે, બરાબર? So there are different names. So such type of water we are going to be used for our concrete. So as per Indian standard, we are going to make good quality of concrete. ગમે એટલું પાણી નખાય? સાહેબ કોન્ક્રીટ જ બનાવવું છે ને, શું ભેટ પડે? નાખવાનું ભેટ, સિમેન્ટ, રેતી, કપચી, માંડ. How many of you have visited site? Everyone? Have you seen that the water is been measured and it is been added? Then how can you produce good quality of concrete? So this is our role also. Water, when we are going to produce that reinforced concrete, so as per Indian standard, the minimum water to cement ratio, maximum water to cement ratio is been given, and we can use such water cement ratio for our using that construction practices. So as per Indian standard, maximum we can have 0.55, 27.5 liters of water we can use for one batch of concrete. One batch means we are using one bag of concrete. So one batch of concrete we can have 27.5 liters maximum water. If the water is been increased, સાહેબ 1 લીટર પાણી વરસાદ ફરક શું પડશે? ભરાઈવાળો પણ ભરાઈવાળો સાઈડ ઉપર એ હંમેશા ઉપરથી એમ જ કહેતા કે પાણી નાખો. જે લોકોએ સાઇટ વિઝિટ કરી હશે એમને ખબર હશે. તો ઓલવેઝ પ્લીઝ એડ વોટર because it requires easily finishing. Without any efforts, he will just float that finishing moisture and he will get the desired concrete finishing as his customer is required. So friends, for that good quality of concrete, water control is very important. આપણે સિંગલ સેન્ટેન્સમાં કેવું હોય તેવું કહી શકાય. પાણીની કન્ડિશન એવું છે ને, પાણી જ્યાં આગળ આપણે એને ઓછું વાપરવાનું છે ત્યાં આપણે વધારે વાપરવાનું, અને જ્યાં આગળ વધારે વાપરવાનું છે ને ત્યાં આપણે એને ઓછું વાપરવાનું. Same, it is related to our water as an ingredient. When we are going to use as an ingredient for mixing of our concrete, we have to use less quantity of water, but we are using more. And when we are using less, can anyone say? Yes, you are right, curing. So this is the relation. We have to use that water less, we are using more as an ingredient, and we are using less, but we have to use more as a curing. So friend, water as an ingredient is very important. Have you seen like this? The water is being used at site. This is the image. So this is just for information. such type of water is not being used at site whenever whatever emergency or whatever urgency for our concrete. Don't use that potholes. It is being filled with water. We will start the concrete with that water. So nowadays, for good quality of concrete, the softener plants are being also installed at site, which will regulate that water properties. So softener plants will be giving you the good quality of water, and which will be useful for good quality of concrete. Now we will talk on admixtures. Admixtures is a supplementary material we are adding with our cement. So there are two types of admixtures: mineral admixtures, chemical admixtures. What the admixtures will work? Admixture will work as a water reducing agent, as well as accelerator, retarder, supplementary cementitious material. So it will be used as an admixture for our different require or different measurement of our concrete. Because as per Indian standard, IS has restricted us to maximum cement content. What much kg? Cement આનાથી વધારે વાપરવાની નથી. તમારે એમ 100 ગ્રેડનું કોન્ક્રીટ બનાવવું છે, એમ 80 ગ્રેડનું કોન્ક્રીટ બનાવવું છે, તો સિમેન્ટ વધારતા જવું પડશે? નો. So maximum cement content is 450 kg is been limited, and minimum 300. Minimum 300 kg of cement is being used. So friends, as an admixture, mineral admixture, that fly ash, slag, metakaolin, silica fume, there are so many cementitious, supplementary cementitious materials are available, and which are being used nowadays for good quality of concrete. There are different types of concrete: self-compacted concrete, high performance concrete. So such type of admixtures are being used for our good quality of concrete. So friends, this is all about our construction material, concrete materials. Now we will talk upon that our construction practices, batching. So batching means proposing of our aggregates. What we have discussed, that chef is there, the aggregate that vegetables, spices are there, as well as that proposing. So we have available that cement, sand, water, aggregate. So proposing of our material as a batching. So we are going to use such all ingredients for our concrete that its batching will give us the very good required concrete at our site. So there are two types of batching methods are being used: volume batching and weigh batching at site. So basically, apart from that, RMC Industries, we are seeing that site, the Gamila Takada system are being used as a volume batching at site. And also there is a good construction practice somewhere. You will also find that box pharma are being also used for as a volumetric batching at site, and also this, as a weigh batching. That RMC Industries is the best example for this weigh batching at site. So there are two types of batching: weigh batching and volume batching. On site somewhere, there are also digital mixer machines are also available. If we are using, we are going to make that concrete, sometimes we will find that 1 bag mixer machine is available, 0.5 bag, half bag mixer machine is available, as well as 2 bags, 3 bags digital mixer machines are also available, in which you can add your aggregates and you can have more volume of our concrete as per weigh batching, as well as volume batching by that Tagada Gamela system. And have you seen such type of anywhere? At the same site, they are using for good quality of concrete. We have box pharma as well as we have Gamela. So it is good or not? Not? If we will think that, आज engineers ने वो विचार्યું હશે क्या આવી રીતે પ્રોગ્રામ એટેન્ડ કર્યો છે ને કે ત્યાં તો કીધું હતું કે બોક્સ પરના પણ વાપરવાના છે લાવો ટ્રાય તો કરીએ કે એ ભાઈએ બંને ભેગું કરી દીધું. So never mix both type of formas or gamela for good quality of concrete. Always when you are going to use, we are going to manufacture for our concrete. So always batching, if you are using gamela, use gamela. If you are going to use box forma, always use box forma. If we are going to use box forma, what will be its size? What will be its size? काले साइड ऊपर मनीष दवे साहब का आपने कहा we are going to use this box format site. What will be the box size in relate to? Can anyone? Friends, box formas are also being used somewhere. You will not find it everywhere, but for good quality of concrete, because it is related to cement. What is the weight of cement of one bag? 50 kg. And the volume? 35 cubic meter and 10 cubic feet. If you will say your contractor, we are requiring 0.035 cubic meter of forma, so you will understand? No. So for that we have to just convert it as per his requirement in terms of cubic feet. So 1.25 cubic feet of volume of our one bag of cement. So that formas have been related to that 1.25, because we are going to talk that M20 grade of concrete, M25 grade of concrete, nominal mix we are following at our side. 1:1.5:3 for M20 grade of concrete, 1:1:2 M25 grade of concrete. So if we have that box forma for cement, we can relate to our that box forma with our aggregates for coarse aggregate as well as our fine aggregate. So always when you are going to use box forma, use box forma, or you are going to use that gamela Tagada system, follow that Tagada system. So this is for our batching, for our construction practices. We can have such type of box forma available at site with relate to cement as 125 safety of its size, and for that gamela, this type of filling of gamela at site should not be practiced. It is always been used as a easily. We can say what that આપણે કહેવાય કોઈ ઢગલો નથી કરવો, કામ જલ્દી બતાવીને નીકળી નથી જવું. But for good quality of concrete, then material filling is also very, very important. Second, mixing. Concrete mixing. We have that concrete mixer machine, and with the homogeneous mix, we will have to add all the aggregates in our that mixer machine. So this type of mixing is okay for mortar or for our concrete. સાહેબ મિક્સ જ કરવું છે ને, લાવોને કે નાખો જો ફટાફટ મિક્સ કરીને જવા. So we should not practice such type of mixing of our mortar or our concrete. So this type of practice has been seen at site, and which will not give you a desire for our concrete or our surfaces. So always when you are, if we are going to mix that concrete as a hand mixing, you can have that bottom surface as a tarpaulin or metal sheet, so that water you are adding to that your water will not be soaked by that down. The water which is being added by you, it will be utilized for the mixing of our concrete. As well as machine mixing, we have that RMC industry is the best example. We can have that good quality of mix at site. If we have that mixer machine available, aggregates is available, what is the flow of our aggregate pouring to that mixer machine? Can anyone? If we are going to add those aggregates in our machine mixture, what will be our sequence to adding those aggregates in our mixer machine? Can anyone? Site का सवाल है, मैं उसको नौ नहीं पूछता. Those who have visited site will suggest. Yes, please. Water. पहला पानी ना कौन है? हाँ? सब ये उला आगे से ना रोड भी तो उला आगे से सभी लग बस तो वन. So friends, First, we are going to add that water for greasing that our drum. So always that greasing of drum is very important. Otherwise, you will add those aggregate in that water. Sometimes the aggregates are being porous. So always that greasing of water in our mixer machine. So first we will add that some amount of water. Then we will add our aggregates. First we will add that coarse aggregate. Then we will add fine aggregate. Then we will add cement. And then we will add water. And always that mixture machine, up to what time it should be moved, and then the material is being, we can say, displaced from that concrete mixture. Up to what time? कितनी मिनट बोलो फेरा ऊपर से 5 मिनट तो बड़े बड़े बाकी जैसे मैं कस्टमर कैसे करे तो नहीं मजा आता हाँ दौड़ती 2 मिनट 1.5 to 2 minutes is the ideal time for a proper mixing of our mixer machine. The mixer machine, if you have sometimes observed that half bag of concrete mixer machine is there and he has added more aggregate in that mixer machine, the proper mixing will not be done. The aggregate will, the concrete will come out, will not be proper mixed. The homogeneous mix is not at that side. Cohesive mix is not been observed, and you will find that aggregate is being just stick in that drum. So always you follow that flow chart of our that what we are adding our aggregates to our that concrete mixture. So always some greasing water as well as that aggregate, then sand, then cement, and add remaining water. You will have good quality mix of concrete. Then transporting of concrete, because at what section, at where we are going to use or we are going to produce that concrete, that mixing to placing, the journey between that is called as transporting. So transporting is done by different segment. As we can say still, this process is being used as mortar pen from mixer machine to our that placing, and we are going to use at that column, or we are going to use at our foundation or at beam, that pen. We can say that mortar pen system is being used. Nowadays that lift rail is also been introduced for transporting of our concrete. There are huge size of project, crane and bucket and ropeway, placer boom. If you have seen this such a big bridges work are being constructed at our highway, the placer boom system is being used for transporting of concrete. So easily, without segregation, we can place that concrete easily to that our construction segment. That wheelbarrow, bale conveyor, which should, the transit mixture, and skip and match. So there are different methods are being used for transporting of our concrete. So transportation of concrete, it should be homogeneity mix. What we have done at our that mixture machine or at our that RMC plant, that homogeneous mix should be reached without commencement of setting of our concrete. એ સાઇટ થાય એની પહેલાં સાઇટ પર પહોંચવું જોઈએ અને એ દરમિયાન પણ એની જે રિક્વાયરમેન્ટ ઓફ વર્કેબિલિટી નું સેટિંગ it should not be happened. So such a transporting system is being used. So after the transportation, the placing of concrete. So placing of concrete is also very important. If we will not take care of that placing part, the segregation of concrete will be observed at site. If the person is using that gamela system and he will throw that concrete from this height at 4 feet or 5 feet, so you will see that the aggregates are being separated and the concrete mix is not being proper done at site. So placing of concrete with such type wheelbarrow without any segregation, the concrete is being taken with wheelbarrow and easily it is being placed at site. So it's when we are placing concrete, when there is a large foundation or big quantity of concrete are being poured, so sequence or that flow of concrete of placing is also very important. So it should not be, if there are huge raft is going to be cast, we have concrete is available, but we cannot start it from corner and just complete it for this corner and we will go after that for this 2.5 hours and 3 hours. So we have to do it in a separate layers. So when we are doing such type of concrete pouring, placing, the 1 meter height is being followed, and then after the second layer of concrete is being placed. So placing is also very important. When we are going to place that concrete, so it is been always up to 3 feet height. If the height is more than 3 feet, it is been used at chute, so concrete will easily go to there. In this image, where will you place concrete? We are fortunate, as I am fortunate, I have not seen such type of electrical conduits in our slab work. But if such situation occur at site, we cannot place concrete, and for that we have to ask our structural engineer and our electrical engineer to change their design, and then we have to place our concrete. So such type of practice, કીધું છે ને ભરવાનું છે ને ભરી દો ને કંઈ વાંધો નથી, પછી દેખા જાય કે પાઇપો ખેંચી દઈશું. પણ મિત્રો, these things should not be done. As an engineer, as an executor, we can just inform to our manager or the structural engineer, electrical engineer to change their design, and we can have good placing of concrete. So then, compaction. So compaction are being done by vibrators. Why we are doing compaction? To remove that air voids which are available in concrete. But have you seen where the vibrator is being used at site? Concrete માં તો વાપરશે, બીજે ક્યાં વાપરશે? They will use that vibrator sometimes at reinforcement. They will use it at their formwork. If they will place that needle vibrator at that formwork or at that reinforcement, what will occur? Yes, vibration will take place, but if that concrete span is of 60 feet or 50 feet, that concrete is being poured there, and now after 1.5 hours, I am placing that concrete here and I will put that vibrator on that reinforcement. So it will be effect on of that concrete which is being placed before that 1 hour. So and so, because we are using that vibrator not for to easily pass our concrete to that segment, but we are using that vibrator to remove that air voids from our concrete. So never use that vibrator on that reinforcement or formwork. It will also lose that tightness of your formwork. So compaction is also very important. And if the proper compaction is not done, such type of honeycomb structures are being also observed, and due to that leakage, that honeycombing are being also there at site. So proper compaction, there are different types of vibrators are also available, that portable vibrators, needle vibrators in different size. So what type of concrete work? If we are doing that 9 inches of concrete or 1 feet of column, and we will use that 40 mm size of needle, then the concrete will be segregated or bedding material will be there at site. So always, what type of construction segment is there, and that type of vibrator should be used at site. So always, when you are compacting your concrete, that vibrator, the needle vibrator should be always at front. It should not be in the lateral placing. Always it should be in the vertical direction and at the regular interval. Which type of needle vibrator you are going to be used, that type of spacing is to be used. If you are going to use that 20 mm size of needle vibrator, that spacing should be for your compacting of your concrete, which is 15 centimeter, and if the size is increased of that vibrator, that 40 mm size of needle vibrator, it should be at 30 centimeter, 1 feet of distance, so that we can have that we can remove that air voids from our concrete. So apart from that vibrator for concrete, that vibrators, that we can say different types of vibrators are also being used. So surface vibrator, then if the vibrator is not there, the manually tamping, the vibrator is not available at site, then manually tamping with 16 mm rod is also being done. So tamping and rodding by 16 mm is also being observed at site. So these are good construction practices, and if the proper compaction is not done, that honeycombing on our construction segments is common. So this is a compaction. So always use your that vibrator in vertical condition, not in inclined or horizontal. So finishing. When you have visited site, what your customer will require from you? Sorry? Good finishing. એને સ્ટ્રેન્થથી મતલબ નથી, એને મટીરિયલ શું વાપર્યું ઘણી વાર એને પ્રશ્ન નથી, પણ if the concrete work is going on and he will see some aggregates on that finishing surfaces, if someone has worked on that freshly placed concrete, he will come to you in emergency, he will inform you, please make it proper and we will have that good finishing of our concrete. So friends, always finishing is very, very important for in terms of customer. So when we are doing that finishing, so finishing is been also done by different methods, by screeding, by troweling, by grooming, aging. So different types of finishing are being done at site. As well as now at our topic at curing. So as we have discussed, we are going to use less, but we require more. So curing. Why we do curing? Why we do curing? Hydration. Have you asked this question to your contractor or the person who is available at site, why we are doing curing? Because his answer is funny. He will tell you, sir, dabu pani piven etla માટે. He will tell you, sir, dabu pani piven etla માટે. So do you believe that curing water will be soaked by that your construction segment, as your slab, as your beam, or as your column will soak that water? What we are doing for curing? Dabu pani પીશે? એ કેમ એવું કહે છે? Why he is telling? તમને પણ એવું જ કહેશે. તમે પણ સાઇટ ઉપર જશો ને, he will also tell you 100% સર દાબુ પાણી જોઈએ એટલા માટે જ અમારે ક્યોરિંગ કરવાનું છે. So friends, if your construction segment is going to be soaked water for that 1 month, for that 1 year, or for that initial after that 24 hours, it will soak water for its span. Never that curing water is being soaked in segment. We are doing curing for, sometimes people are saying if we are doing that curing for more than 20 days, we are doing this curing for more than curing is not required at site. That the good quality of concrete, the proper curing methods are being also being utilized. So for that there are different types of curing. For vertical segment, we are using such gunny bags. We are covering as well as ponding for slab work, and we are using that clay buds. આપણે રેતીના એના પાળા કરી દઈને પાણી ભરી દીધું. પાણી કેટલું રાખવું? સાહેબ પાણી ભરી દીધું છે તો કેટલું પાણી રાખવું? What much amount of that ponding is useful for your concrete? So at least 50 mm of size of ponding of water is required at site. Sometimes people are using clean water to place on that slab surface and fill water, so which will moisture concrete and which will give us the proper result as a curing on site. In a place where the water scarcity is there, so can you allow yourself to do that curing with water where the water is at the price of petrol? So will you use such type of ponding or something? So in the, as a supplementary, we are going to use such type of sprinkling of chemical compounds, that curing compounds are there, which are also been as optional, are being used, such as membrane curing, and tarpaulin seeds, curing compounds are being used for our curing. So these are our different methods, so do's and don'ts. So always, if curing is always being followed, what is the atmosphere condition for our concrete, which is being attacked atmosphere to our concrete. Garmini in the summer days, the temperature is 45 degree, 47 degrees there. We have to do curing after 2 days, right? Right? Everyone is saying yes, yes, yes. It is not like that. In summer conditions, the temperature is, ambient temperature is high, 45 degree, 47 degree temperature. We have to do early curing. Because what we have added that water in our concrete manufacturing process, that water should not be evaporate, and that additional water what we are doing as a sprinkling, that water will not be evaporate and it will be useful as a hydration process. Friends, we are adding 27.5 liter of water in our concrete for workability, for hydration. So what much amount of water is being used for hydration? And what much amount of use for as a workability? So for the 27.5 liter of water, only 12 to 13 liter is being used for hydration. The rest amount of water is workability. So when you will execute some project at site, as a good construction practices always follow the less water during mixing our concrete ingredients at site. So for best curing results, we have discussed what type of cement you are using, that OPC or you are using that blended product. Such type of time span is being followed for our curing of our concrete. So nominal weather for our condition 7 days for ordinary Portland cement OPC, 10 days concrete made with our blended products, and for hot weather condition, so minimum 10 days for OPC and 14 days for our blended product. So these things are to be taken care for our concrete manufacturing process. So now we will have some good video. So why it happened? Do you think that the construction practices is related to this? Or that transportation of concrete, the placing of formwork, the use of ingredients, the wheelbarrow is going on at that slab? I think all might have seen this video somewhere. But for understanding, for learning, I have just captured this video and we will discuss on this. We will again see this video and again we will discuss. So friends, different points are being very, very useful for us. So I have kept just video. Accidental point is one. The one point and the whole work is being followed. If you have good quality of material, good team, but the proper formwork is also very, very important at such condition. Double height, double story slab, proper formwork, wooden pulleys are being used. So always, when you are going to do such type of formwork or any type of formwork at site, so good quality of formwork is also very, very important. That the steel formwork are also, so which are always vertical, and formwork should be hard enough to get that load of slab, because when we are doing that formwork, the concrete is being placed for transportation, wheelbarrows are there, or rail is there, or pumping is there, the balancing and pumping is there. That impact of load is very, very high. So to absorb or to resist such type of load, we require such tightness of formwork, strength of formwork is very, very important at our side. So such type of condition, સર ટેકો નાનો છે, અમારી પાસે 10 ફૂટનું ધાબુ કરતા હોય પણ ટેકો અમારી પાસે એટલો નથી કે સીડીના ટેકામાં મૂકી. So such type of condition should not be followed at site. If the tekas are not in proper condition, it should be asked or it should be purchased for as per our requirement. So such type of formwork practices should not be followed at site. And for good construction practices nowadays, if you have visited Mumbai, in western part of Mumbai, you will see the aluminum formwork, Doka shuttering, Barry shuttering. The vertical construction have been going on. And with the same formwork, they are doing their whole construction work. So such type of formwork system have been also introduced for good required desired that design material will be intact there. So such type of practices should be followed for formwork. As well as you can have that masking tab. There is no value of masking tab. Cello tab की कोई value ना हो. But when you will place a joint of your formwork, it will be very useful because we are adding our different aggregates. We are adding that cement in our that concrete materials. If we will not place that masking tab in our concrete, what is the finest? What is the finest material in our concrete? It is cement. And cement is mixed as a slurry form. So that slurry will pass from that joint. And if in your concrete the slurry is gone, your concrete will be affected by the strength, we can say. So always this masking tab is also been useful. As well as that oiling, greasing are been done on formwork before centering is done. સળિયા મૂકાય એના પહેલા સળિયા મૂકીને પછી એક લાવ હવે ઓઇલ મારીએ તો એવું સાઈડ ઉપર કરવું નહીં. સો ઓલવેઝ યોર greasing is done before your centering for easily removal of your formwork at site. And if the staircase is there, such type of bracing, wall plates are being placed with the good quality of concrete. You can with good quality of construction practices, you can have your desired concrete material. So this is all about our concrete. And now we will talk about that brick masonry work, that masonry work. Nowadays, if we will talk that masonry work are being done by brick work, stone masonry work. Nowadays, AC, autoclave aerated concrete blocks. This is the shifting. Before 10 years, when I am like you, we are just saying that brick masonry work is there, stone masonry work is there. But then after nowadays, AC blocks, autoclave aerated concrete blocks. After 10 years, there will be another material for such type of masonry work. So masonry work. So friends, what is the nominal size of brick? ઈંટની સાઈઝ શું હોય? એ લખી છે. આ કઈ સાઈઝ છે? સ્ટાન્ડર્ડ સાઈઝ છે. પણ તમે સાઈડ ઉપર જાઓ તો આ સાઈડ મળે, આ બ્રિક તમને મળે છે. So I have bring one brick for you all. So friends, thank you. We are learning in our academy that the standard size of brick 19 centimeter by 9 centimeter by 9 centimeter. When first I have gone inside, I was also surprised. We have learned that the brick size of 19 by 9 by 9. But right now, as a nominal, what the regular size of bricks are being used at site? Can anyone suggest the size of brick? हाँ? वो ये मापी से करे? ना मापी, तारा जैन मापी ले, बराबर? हाँ. But I can suggest you, friends, for the bricks, the nominal brick is being used at site. It is being called as 23 centimeter length, 23 centimeter in length, 11.5 centimeter in breadth, and 75 mm, 7.5 centimeter in height. So what we have learned and what we are actually getting at site. So with that brick, we are doing our different work at our site. So for that brick work, there are different types of bond. Brick masonry work are being used. There are so many, but I have taken some glimpses of that Flemish bond, English bond, header bond, stretcher bond, rat trap bond, zigzag bond. There are so many types of bonds are there. So I have taken some images. Different types of that bond are there. Those bonds are there. Stretcher bond, all the bricks we will see from front. All the layers that odd and even layers are same, and the stretcher brick are being shown from front. The single partition wall, the one brick wall is being constructed with the help of this stretcher bond. Header bond, we will see from front that odd and even layers are same. So headers of brick is being same. Header of brick is being shown from front. Then after English bond, Flemish bond. Here the persons, my dear colleagues, the friends who have visited that site, what type of bond is being followed at site? Sorry? સાહેબ કોઈ નહીં હવે તો બધા ચણતરનું કામ કરતા એવું નતું ને? Which type of bond is being practiced at site? English bond? Flemish bond? Both? Sir, one wall is going to be cast with Flemish bond, one wall is going to be cast with English bond. It was like that? No. Friends, always imaginary work. Some people are doing that English bond and some people are used to for that Flemish bond. So it depends on person. But always, as an engineer, we should always learn from that site which type of bond is executed at site, what mistakes they have done at site. Because if you have visited that site, at least visit after 5 years. If the customer is known to you, again visit that site after 5 years. You will understand at that time I have visited this site, this construction practices work is going to be at site. But after 5 years, you will see that some defects, what it was been practiced at that time, the defects is now observed after that 5 years at site. So it will also be very, very helpful to you to learn something from that visit of your site. So there are different types of brickworks are being used. Have you seen such type of the dead trap bond? Have you heard this? The dead trap bond. It is not being used as a load bearing wall, but for design, for cavity, dead trap bond. Under and in the bricks are being put in terms of that rolling. આપણે ગુજરાતીમાં કહીએ ને કે ખરંજ હોય કડાવી ચણતરનું કામ કરવાનું એને ત્યાં આગળ હેડર કે સ્ટ્રેચર ફોર્મમાં મૂકવાની નથી. We have to put that brick as cutout brick and the two cutout bricks are there and the gap of the 2.